Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and today we're going to talk about, Hassan Minhaj has responded to the New Yorker. The police investigating the death of the ice hockey player Adam Johnson. Keith Lee takes on Atlanta. Mariah Carey is getting sued for her All I Want for Christmas Is You. And a lot more tonight on The Rundown. Like I said, is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans, guys. Like I said, I'm your host, Chris Fagan. I'm the outlet. If you're watching us on YouTube or streaming again on Twitch and Facebook, if you're watching me right now on full screen on that, so it looks a little different. I have space right here on the side because I'm going to have I'm going to have the live chat available to see right there. Open for you guys to see. I just have to figure out how to get that back. There it is. I see it. See, it's plugged in right now. So you guys, once again, if you're watching us live and if you're watching us live, hit the like button and help us out. We really appreciate that. Your chats will always display right here on the side. I'm gonna test it out, work the little details on it to make that look a little better. Maybe decorate a little bit around me and all that good stuff. That's just a little bit out of the way out there. Joining me on a Thursday is Joy Fagan. Hey, babe. She was wondering what I was going to say. Hey, babe, you all right? Did I give you too much homework to do?
No.
You overcame? All right.
If I'm not here already on a Thursday.
Yeah, here always with me on a Thursday. Guys, if you guys are watching on like I said, on YouTube, if you're a channel member, become a channel member. That way you can join us live. I sent the link out to all of our channel members to join us on our We Got Your Mail part of the show. So if you guys want to chime in live and talk with us for a few minutes before we head out of here, you can do that. Go ahead and do that on as a channel member. We'll patch you in through Zoom. As always, guys, you can always become a follower of our podcast if you can't catch us live on your favorite podcast of choice. Just check those out and just follow it, Th3 Media Studios. All right. With all that out the way, hopefully everything is running. I see you guys in the live chat. See, I got that going on right there, and it's still the same thing. If I highlight it, I can put you guys up there. Can we please start with the song? Peter Lang says in the chat, somebody's got something to say. And before I do that, let me make sure something's going on here. I don't know what's happening, but there it is. Okay, all right. I was making sure that it was still streaming on Twitter. We are live on Twitter. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook and YouTube for the first time. We are live on all those things simultaneously. So I'm testing out this new stuff. So let's get started, as Peter has already ordered me to do. Let's get started right now. What's on the agenda right now? What's the first segment again? Is it the trending?
Why is that trending?
Why is that trending stuff?
Some of y'all are about to get sued.
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite openings. So, as Peter Lang said, let's get started. Let's talk about Hassan Minhaj and everything that went on with him. Let me get my notes together because it's going to be it's a doozy, babe. The response from the New Yorker reaction weeks after New Yorker article alleged that fabrications in his comedy stand-up, Hassan Minhaj is speaking out in a 20-minute video that he put up on his Instagram account this past Thursday. Minhaj rejects allegation in an article saying it was so needlessly misleading. So if you guys aren't familiar with everything that's going on, pretty much the way it came to my attention was it was pretty much said that it was like a hit piece that just came out on Hassan Minhaj from this writer, and Hassan, after being silent for a little while about it, he finally came back and he tried to clear the air. He came in with receipts. He's always had the practice of recording any interview that he does. I think Michael Jackson was one of the first people that did that. It was like when he was still alive, he was interviewed by somebody. They came out with their piece, and then Michael Jackson, and he painted him in a bad light as a parent, And then he came back with his receipts. First time receipts were ever put out on live on television. He came out with his receipts, and the guy was like, "You're a great father." And so just totally debunked all the stuff that he was saying in the article. So it was wild. So there's a lot to unpack on all this. So we're going to do a quick rundown on everything that went on. So, babe, if you don't mind, could you help me out? Let's do this real quick. Try to keep it within 5 minutes, and let's run through this real fast. Let's run down exactly what happened with Hassan, if you don't mind.
So the New Yorker published an expose by staff writer Claire Malone on comedian Hassan Minhaj, revealing alleged fabrications in his stand-up specials. The expose suggested that many of the anecdotes that Minhaj shared in his specials were untrue. Minhaj responded to the article with a 21-minute YouTube video presenting evidence to dispute some of the claims made by the New Yorker. The first allegation Minhaj addressed was regarding a story he shared in his special Homecoming King about being rejected by a white girl for prom due to racism. Minhaj claims that while the timing may have been different, the story of racial rejection did happen, and he embellished certain details for dramatic impact. He also refuted the claim that he invited the woman to his show to humiliate her, providing emails suggesting that she attended the show on her own. Minhaj addressed allegations of online threats and doxing, showing emails where he tried to protect the woman's identity and received her gratitude for doing so. The New Yorker article also mentioned other allegations, including Minhaj conflating timelines and falsely suggesting certain encounters. Minhaj apologized for embellishing stories and promised to be more thoughtful in how he presents his narratives. He disagreed with the New Yorker's claim that most of his stories never happened, stating that nearly all of them were based on his own experiences. Minhaj also rebuked the characterization that he prioritizes emotional truth over factual truth, providing audio evidence that he acknowledges the distinction between his stand-up and his other work. The New Yorker responded to Minhaj's video, standing by their article and stating that it was carefully reported and fact-checked.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that I didn't have the rundown displayed quick enough. I realized that was like I'm back to an old program that I'm using to stream on, and I just realized at the last second that it didn't upload properly. But basically, I wanted to at least get that up there for you guys to see. So a lot of people online are saying the same thing. Like, this was just a straight up hit piece. The recording that he came out with, it proved that he did not mislead or didn't. It was basically like he's a comedian, so it's like I embellished it a little bit for the comedic effect. Yes, it might have happened on Tuesday, and I might have said that it happened on a Thursday or whatever. But I changed the timeline just a tad bit just to make the effect work better. So I've already aware, but we're gonna have to quickly move on to the next topic because I was messing with the program for a second. But real quick, I'll get your thoughts on it. What do you think about this whole situation?
So my only question is, who was getting doxxed? What girl? What are we talking about? And saying that
they were trying to the ex-girlfriend who he was dating, whose mother said that he was the mother who said that he was he said the mother was being racist against him and didn't want him to date her and whatnot. They're still friends, and he was trying to protect her identity, basically. So it was just about that was about that situation.
Okay. I know that a lot of comedians do use their family members and stuff in their jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But also I know that a lot of comedians, they make up stories. I mean, that's the whole point. I can tell a funny story. Mm-hmm. That's what's funny about me, is I can just make up a story and it's funny. It doesn't always have to be true. Sometimes they create characters based on somebody, but it's not. That's how, comedy, like sitcoms get written. I base those characters on people I know, but it doesn't mean they're 100% that person or whatever. So I don't really understand what the issue is. I don't really get it. It's a comedy show. It's meant to be funny.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be 100% facts. It's not meant to be a timeline of my life played out piece by piece. I'm not running for Congress where I'm like lying about, not a George Santos where I'm making stuff up. I don't get it.
It was some of it on his show is just like kind of like how the Daily Show is, if it's based on what's going on in real life, but with the comedic spin. And the part where this writer got on him about your whole story, you're using racism to try to make this story more appealing, and you're weaponizing like racism and stuff like. He's like, look, this really did happen. And the person that I was dating and talked about, I talked to her about it before I even released it. We still talk to this day. And he even showed receipts of the email of conversation with her, proving that he got her permission or approval to say it before he came out with that story on his special. So,
but I mean, what difference? To me, it's like, what difference does it make when sometimes somebody you use examples of people in your life. So I mean, I don't know him like to know if he has brothers, sisters, cousins. Sometimes you'd be like, you know what, this actually happened to my cousin. It's a funny story. He told me about it. But I don't want to use his name, so I'm gonna say it happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. And? Yeah, that's one kind of embellishment. But yeah, he used
real
use names.
Their husbands or wives, and they embellish. It's like you for comedic effect, Kevin Hart, they're crazy stories. That's not really how those people act, but it's funny.
Yeah, again, which is why it was straight up considered a hit piece. And nothing about it sat right with like his fans. They, and like you said on the rundown of it, that they stand by it. The New Yorker, even with the receipts, and all you see from his supporters are like no, like he straight up had you on. He recorded the conversation with the interviewers. Like, no, you acknowledged that, and it was a well explained reason why he might have, like part of him missing the prom and not going with her to the prom, why that didn't happen, and then him hearing what her mother said about him happened on different days. But when he told the story live on his special, he made it seem like it was the same day. That was just so he could just like speak, expedite the story and move it along. I mean, what's the difference between that detail? It according to him and the ex-girlfriend, it happened. Like, who cares if 3 days later, because you misled us by 3 days in the timeline, now I'm going to accuse you of weaponizing racism. Like, dude, it's an ironic coming from a white writer who now has been accused of doing a hit piece on him. Like, I'm like, you're accusing him of weaponizing racism when, it's his story. Like,
we're talking about a prom date as if to say that it does not happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you ask for a raising of hands of people who said this happened to him, you'd find it a lot. It's not like it's some unheard of thing that's never happened, and he just made it to be mean to people. Like, no,
right, to try to, exactly.
Like, no one's ever been rejected from prom for racist reason. Like,
what's insulting about that is always, and that's probably why she was trying so hard to find that ex-girlfriend and reveal her name and get her out there and whatnot, which is also doubly insulting. So, okay, if I was Hassan, I would have asked her straight up, okay, so how many white people do I need to present to you to prove that I'm telling the truth? Like, why can't? So, that's another insult part of it. But anyway. I don't know if this thing is repeated. Okay, there it is. Okay, it was messing up earlier, but the countdown. Okay, let's turn this one from a 5-minute to a 10-minute one because a little glitch, and hopefully it's still working. Let's move on to the next topic, guys. Put your comments on this topic below, and maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later at the end of on the show for We Got Your Mail. All right, babe. Let's move on. What is the next topic of the day?
The police are investigating death of U.S. ice hockey player Adam Johnson.
That's the the real quick from what we understand of the situation. What do you remember about that? That was a messed up scenario.
A game, with I think 8,000 plus people in attendance. So this was an NHL game, and there was a collision between players, and Adam, what is his last name, Johnson?
Got an ice
was
blade
hit
in the
neck
neck.
with the skate.
And died on the
blade
spot.
of the skate and bled out.
Bled
They
out.
had to evacuate the stadium, and so very tragic, and just, I mean, I was like, wow. Yeah. Mind blowing.
What people are labeling like it depends. It depends on where you are as a hockey fan. It depends on where you are. First off, it was anybody who's online about it. They're talking about this is a freak accident. The other half is going, nope, this was done on purpose. Other people are saying if you're saying that it was an accident, then you're just saying you're trying to protect the guy because he's black. And other people are saying if you're saying it was done on purpose, you're just doing it against the guy because he's because he's black, and everybody's taking their sides on it. I have now landed on freak accident. At first, when I saw it, I'll be real fast about this. When we first talked about it, oh no, he needs to go. He needs to be, if he's not going to be arrested, at the very least fired, and that. Who lifts their leg and all. We went through the whole emotions on this whole story. Then, but then that was before I saw the video. Just based on hearing it from the people who were like, "This is not an accident. He's got a history of." People always want to George Floyd people and go to their history. Reason why I came from freak accident to, done on purpose or to accident. Look at the footage again very closely. He was trying to collide with another person, and when you look at it closely, he barely grazed that dude. So by shifting all his weight into hitting that one guy, he course corrected himself and had to lift his leg to catch his balance. So the person who passed away, who got hit in the neck, was falling as. It was a unfortunate, perfect timing situation. That leg did not go up high enough to go to where his neck was at a full stance. The guy was falling down, and the blade perfectly caught him on the neck. So I switched my position.
I don't follow NHL, but I read stuff about how people in comments talking about how high school kids and college kids are required to wear neck guards, and only the NHL does not. I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Why would you not want everyone protected? Which I'm now hearing they are going to reinstitute that there. Which is good.
At the end of the day, that's a good thing. At least so this won't happen again.
Only other comment, it didn't have anything to do with this guy personally. It was as the sport as a whole. I'm sure at some point way back in the day when it got invented, ice is slippery. Yeah. And I'm sure initially people bumping into each other was an accidental thing because it's slippery ice. Yeah. Except for it got reactions from people watching, like, oh my God, that's great. And now it's turned into, it's so much fun to see the crowd reaction to purposefully knock each other down, ram into each other, hit each other, start big fights, whatever. We get into the penalty box. It's all part of the game. Yay. And I think that I don't think that that's necessary. Yeah.
He's considered what they call a goon. From what I understand, a goon. He's an enforcer. From what I've learned about Gretzky, he would be, as great as he is, greatest of all time, he wouldn't be anything without his goon. People bringing up his penalties and stuff, from what I understand, that's the point of a goon. Like he's supposed to be an enforcer.
This isn't about that guy personally. This is about the sport as a whole. I just think it's very
this is weird that it finally took.
Stupid that's what's
they've shown people getting sliced in the face. This isn't the first time something like this has happened.
Hurting each other.
Yeah. All right. Let us know what you guys think about it. Where have you settled on it? Did I convince you? Were you like me? On purpose, lock them up, and then when you look at it very closely, Look at what he was intending to do. Look at the person who passed. How he got so low to get hit like that. Look at it closely. Maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you won't. Maybe I'll convince you that maybe you were first like, no, he was innocent. Now maybe I'll convince you that he is guilty. I don't know. But or maybe black people shouldn't be playing hockey. I don't know. Let's what you guys think, and we'll talk about it later on at the end of the show. Real fast. Let's move on to what's the next topic, babe?
Keith Lee takes Atlanta.
Oh man, so this whole thing has been funny. Keith Lee is one of your favorite TikTokers out there. You know, I like his delivery. I like what he talks about. I like the way he's so positive. I like the way he does it. And it turns out that there's this whole thing in Atlanta, this restaurant culture that he brought light to. A lot of the Atlanteans were happy that he was coming because to spread light on what went on. So guys, if you don't know real fast, so Lee. Let's see. Lee's critiques of several establishments, including Atlanta's breakfast clubs and the Real Milk and Honey, have ignited a larger discussion about Atlanta's dining culture, its unique rules, and its so-called clubification of it. We have a quick rundown of it, baby. If you don't mind, this is a little breakdown of exactly what's going on to catch you guys up.
Lee said the breakfast club staff would not take their orders or even bring them water until everyone in the party arrived. A member of his party added that the restaurant charged them $1 for butter. At the Real Milk and Honey restaurant, Lee said his family went inside to be seated, but were told the restaurant was closing early for deep cleaning, despite people going inside to pick up orders.
Deep cleaning. Deep bullying.
When he personally went in, Lee said the restaurant tried to offer a table after recognizing him, but he declined. The College Park Eatery clapped back after Lee's review by posting their own TikTok of people who were saying, like, who's Keith Lee? I don't know who Keith Lee is. Mm-hmm. An alleged Milk and Honey employee posted a comment saying, y'all let an autistic man tell y'all where to eat? Also, it's only TikTok. Nobody gives a fucking real life. Be for fucking real. And she's deleted all of her socials now. Mm-hmm. The Real Milk and Honey official press release followed after the weeks-long backlash.
Let me explain to you about that response.
There was also another post that they made prior to this press release that was, I don't understand what y'all's problem is. The most important thing is our food only. Customer service is irrelevant. Nobody cares about customer service.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one. And I saw it after I'd already done with the show notes. I was like, dang it, I forgot to put. There was one that was in the timeline right before the last thing I showed you right there. But yeah, there was a. Oh my God, I hated myself now. There was a response from the official Milk and Honey in here. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Here we go. You start off, baby, and I'll read the other half real quick.
We extend our apologies to all as we address a recent incident that highlighted a review from a high-profile food blogger. In no way were we trying to discredit anyone. If the comments came across as such, kindly accept our apologies. It's crucial to always take feedback and make improvement for the success of our business and our community. We've taken time to reflect on the incident and have started internal corrective actions with our team regarding communication styles. The House rules that are circulating are outdated, and a current one is to be published soon on our social platforms so everyone can see it's a vibe, not rules. Last but not least, in no way, shape, or form is the woman circling on social media with comments on autism a manager associated with our business or has ever worked for us. Let's fact check before we lash out with false comments and narratives.
That's the one thing I don't like about them. They even when they're better official response, they still kind of chastise and stuff like that. So it's like there's no lesson learned here. They thought that they could get away with poking fun at it and thinking that they were cute, acting like some uppity old who the hell is Keith Lee kind of stupid post. And then when the weekend numbers hit and the backlash really started to hit, then that's when they decided to do that last update. I wanted to there was a spoof of it on TikTok from this other comedian that was almost like Obama's what was it? His inner voice,
His translator.
The translator. Because Keith Lee is such a nice dude. I didn't have time. I wanted to put that up, but running out of time. Let us know what you guys think. I have to skip another topic to move on to. Let's skip the next one and go to straight to the Mariah Carey one, babe. So what's going on with
Mariah
that?
Carey is being sued for All I Want for Christmas Is You from People.com. Another year, another $20 million lawsuit from Andy Stone over Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. The filing claims that Carey copied the compositional structure of Stone's 1989 song, even though the documents also acknowledge the phrase All I Want for Christmas Is You wasn't originated by Stone. I mean, come on now. This song is freaking old.
It wasn't.
Really?
It wasn't his, and it's not his first time trying to sue for that one. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I am on pace. Okay, I thought I was losing pace. But yeah, it's not his first time even trying. The ironic thing is that every Christmas. Oh man, it started. It started up in the wrong thing. The ironic thing is that she makes so much money every year from around the Christmas time, and the more money she's make, that's going to be the more she can afford more lawyers. So I don't know who this person is thinking he's going to try, because he tried to sue before. He's trying again. He lost the first time. He's trying to again now. Like, no, she's just getting stronger. It's like you're not going to make you can keep punching all you want. Your hands are too small to box with God. All right. Hey, Peter, appreciate the donation, man. I appreciate you. We're getting to the super chats. I know you lightened it up, but we're gonna get it to all the comments at the end of the show. That whole thing where I try to do the comments at the end of every segment. I realize, since I put a timer on it now, it's gonna be hard for that now. So we're gonna go back to doing it at the end of the show. And the thing glitched. So real fast before we move on to the next topic. The next segment. I mean, I think because it glitched. The video started over. Oh no, it didn't start over. I didn't put a video on there. Never mind. Okay, give myself a break and don't be so hard on myself. The last topic before we end the trending news portion of it was Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yes.
So real fast. Guys, did you hear about that Scarlett Johansson is suing an app company? What's the company called here?
90s Yearbook and Avatar? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Image generating app?
Image generating app. And as if I don't have my own notes right here. Scarlett Johansson has taken legal action against, sorry, that was wrong screen. An action against an AI app that used her name and likeness in an online advertisement without permission. Johansson appeared in a 22-second ad posted on X by an artificial intelligent image generated app called Lisa AI 90s Yearbook and Avatar. Representatives for the actor confirmed from Variety that Johansson is not a spokesperson on that app. This is the same person who sued Disney and won in a settlement. You do not want to mess with Scarlett Johansson on something like this. And I looked it up. I tried to get some information on this app or this company. I don't think it's an American company, so I don't know. I don't know how the legal said. I don't know if it's. I think they said it's in Turkey. I don't know. I'm not 100%, but either way it goes, you don't screw around with Johansson with Jonah Bird. I mean, she is not the one. Let's see if I can stretch this way. Hold on. Let's see if this is gonna stretch. There we go. Boom. All right. All those comments were all in my face.
I saw a lot of people using that. I don't know if it's the exact same one, but they were doing a 90s yearbook. Mm-hmm. You had to pay a couple of dollars, and it would say
whatever you want. It's whoever's voice kind of a thing.
No, it would you put your picture, your face in, and then it would spit back out
that's 20, what she said.
20 different 90s era yearbook style photos, those old school, in your graduation photos, and have you in different 90s outfits and things, and people were getting a kick out of it. I saw a lot of people, and they were funny. Well, then TikTok made a filter It was just a filter, and of course it's free, where it would morph your face into a 90s, but it was along the lines of some of their other filters they've done, and you never know what you're going to get. So like I tried it. One time I was a guy. It would change your race. It was, they're hilarious. Like you don't know what you're going to get. But so people were getting a kick out of those too, because you'd be like, oh, so now I'm a male. Okay, cool. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I'm over here cleaning up the chat room. I saw something in the chat. I said I was going to save it for the end of the show, but I saw something real quick that I have to respond to. Let me see if I can fix this before I do. Where is it? There it is. Boom. Yeah, hold on. I saw it. To answer your question, let me go to it. Let me see if I can find it. We always miss Tabitha. Tabitha is sick today. She called in sick. She's still here. She still wanted to be here. I had her all queued up on the thumbnail. I know you guys are probably going to say when I said Tabitha is. I bet you guys were bracing yourselves like oh no, she's off the show. She just fell ill. She went trick or treating with her daughters on Halloween, and it was cold out here in Texas. Colder when it falls below 71 to 70. We put it's sweater weather for us. So she caught a little bit of a cold. So she's under the weather a little bit. So and it's a long drive for her. She's a trooper, man. So she'll be back. But just today, she's it happens every now and then. I thought about doing the Zoom thing, but then I remembered that we haven't done the Zoom thing for our channel members in a while, so I wanted to make sure that was clear for that. Sometimes if I can have a substitute, it would be great. We can hold 4 people, but usually we try to have 3 on the panel. Tomorrow, I'll just announce it now, we're going to do another show. It's going to be another rundown Fright Night, Freaky Friday, whatever we decide to call it, another special. Tyler Cossey will be back in studio tomorrow. So, but hopefully Tabitha will be back next week. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry that I'm not good enough for you.
I'm chopped liver. They all want Tab.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who is that? Who is that again? What was that? Peter? Peter, you have just upset my wife. She called you chopped liver. No, babe. You're the whole damn show, boo-boo. All right. With that announcement out the way, but Tabitha will be back next week, hopefully. The next topics of the week, what is it? What segment are we on right now?
Gaslighting Geeks.
Emotional, damn it.
Ooh, okay. All right. You ready? All right, you guys, you nerds ready to get pissed? All right, let's talk about what's the first topic. Mahershala Ali, nearly walked away from the Blade movie before the writer of the movie Logan was hired, as reported that the movie was going to be female focused. So according to these reports, that Mahershala Ali damn near walked away from Blade. Mostly probably because of the delays and how long it's taken to get on board, the rewrites and things like that. But then that news came about that Marvel was considering making this movie more focused on other characters. This is the first Blade movie produced by the MCU, and you're going to make the exact same mistake, even though I know you like that movie, Blade 3, how you made the movie focus more on like other characters like Hannibal King and all that stuff. That to me was one of the biggest flaws of Blade 3. I knew what they were trying to do because it's the third movie, but it's time to expand.
I just like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, you just like
he was funny, so
yeah. But Marvel you can't come out the gate in the MCU with a Blade 3. That was dumb. So I would have been right there with them. I think we have some news from comicbook.com. What was going on with that, babe?
In a breakdown by Variety's Tatiana Siegel, it's being said that Marvel's Blade reboot was originally headed in a very different direction than what most fans would expect from a Blade film, with multi-Oscar winner Mahershala Ali as its titular character. The report claims that the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons, and that Blade was relegated to the fourth lead of the film.
Dumb.
That angle tracks with Marvel's recent promotional push of Bloodline, daughter of Blade, in comics this year, a character many speculated the Blade movie was going to focus on. Now it's being reported that Oscar-nominated Logan writer Michael Green has been brought on board to rewrite the Blade script from scratch, and that Marvel Studios is taking a very different approach with it. Apparently, speculation around town is that the studio is looking to make the film, now slated for 2025, on a budget of less than $100 million, a deviation from Marvel's big spending strategy. Marvel's Blade is in development for 2025.
I don't know how to feel. I remember early on this channel, one of my fairly at the time videos I did about Black Panther was one of the things. I was proud of the fact that at the time it was the most expensive movie with a mostly a black cast with a black director and all that, and now I'm at a point where I'm happy that because these budgets have gone out of control. People are losing money, and now I'm happy that they're reducing the budget, getting back to the basics. Now it feels like they're focusing on, instead of Blade 3, they're going to focus on like Blade 1, the small. But I have a feeling that this is going to have the same feel and vibe of a Blade 1. So I'm not freaking out about it. If you nerds are, good. Get mad because I think it's going to be a hit. Are you worried about Babe? Would you want to see this?
I mean, I loved all the other.
You loved all the Blades.
So, I mean, I would like to see it do well because, I mean, obviously it really sucks when there's a big push and you're like, oh, I'm ready to see this. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, man, that sucks really bad.
Yeah, I know. Let us know what you guys think about it, and we'll bring it up on We Got Your Mail. Next, what's coming up next, babe? What's going on? Gina Carano. Oh, yeah.
Latest Disney Kathleen Kennedy rant.
Yeah, by Gina Carano. This came in from, I know it probably says Instagram, but this came in on Gina Carano's Twitter. She went on this rant after the South Park, and we're going to talk about that Pandaverse. I'm gonna give my little review on it. After the Pandaverse came out, Gina Carano, who used to work for Disney, went on. This is exactly what Kathleen Kennedy's like, kind of a thing. We have it real fast, real quick. What is it that she's said?
From @Gina Carano on IG.
On Twitter, actually.
On Twitter.
Sorry.
This is the part where KK demands any YouTubers get censored off of YouTube for sharing and laughing at this hilarious episode. She'll have YouTube disable the thumbs down option because of the ratio she'll receive. Then she'll have her publicist ghouls make sure Variety and Hollywood Reporter run hit pieces about the South Park creators and their families, smearing their names through every useful idiot she has under her thumb who would sell their soul to work for Lucasfilms. She'll activate her online mob to repeat that the South Park creators are racist, bigot, transphobes, and demand that South Park creators publicly apologize by only using words she approves of. And finally, she'll demand they subject themselves to a re-education course of 45 people in the LGBTQ community Zoom call to sit there and listen of how badly they got their feelings hurt all over a little boop of a South Park episode.
Man.
But maybe, just maybe, the jig is up.
Oh man, she really predicting stuff. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you had it like that, Gina. That you knew everything. And here's the thing. And I'm just gonna say it. I was just gonna say, but I gotta find the sound. For me, it's just her lashing out because of the fact that she probably wants to get back in that Disney. She knows that she had a chance in her exile to come back when she blew that, and now she's already past the point of no return. Now she officially knows that she can never come back. You can never come back, and they won't have you back. She's putting up a brave face, but you got to remember, guys, this is the same woman who, when she was working for Disney in The Mandalorian, she was wearing, Disney princess dresses on the runway and all that. All that stuff. And when the checks came in, everything was all lights and smiles. You didn't say nothing. You wasn't saying nothing like this before. But this whole prediction thing, like everybody was saying that's the same thing. Oh, Kathleen Kennedy's gonna try to have YouTube shut down after all this and stuff. You don't think that if that was true about Kathleen Kennedy, that she would have done that years ago? Like, Kathleen Kennedy doesn't care about was it a dig? A little bit of it, and I'll get into how it was so little of a dig from South Park. South Park has done worse. I'll get into that later when I get into the rant. But yeah, for me, this is just Gina. Just every time she does something like this, it just tells me that she's just mad that she don't work there no more, because she wants to work there again, and she knows it. She knows the checks ain't as big as they used to be. I mean, you got your core fan base that's got your back, but trust me, it will never come. It ain't going to come close to what those Disney checks were about to be, what they were, and what they're about to be, and that's how I feel about that. Is Kathleen Kennedy the best producer for the job? No, I did no. But who cares? I'm like, she's almost out of there. She's almost gone. She will be gone. Who cares? The force is female. That wasn't even really Kathleen Kennedy. That was Nike who came up with that slogan. She just went with it because they used the word force. Okay, I mean, everybody's making a big deal about this. This is just a bunch of nonsense. I don't know. But Gina Carano kind of trying to come back into the relevancy again, babe. What do you think?
I mean, it's just silly that to be.
Is your camera? Oh, is your camera not on?
I have no idea.
It doesn't show it's on. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on 1 second. Camera's not. Yeah. There it is again, but now it's showing you upside down. No, that's the wrong camera. Something happened.
It also says Tabitha Hamilton.
Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Good catch. All right, moving on. That's why I was blank, because I was on the wrong screen. My bad. I forgot. All right, let's move on to the next topic real quick. Let's go on to. Oh, you know what? Before we move on to the next topic, I do have some. I did skip something. I wanted you to see something. I don't know if you saw this on TikTok, but did you hear about the? And guys, let me know if you guys saw this too. If you're seeing this for the first time, did you hear about the? I had it. It was I'm allowed to put my seat back thing. Did you see that on TikTok?
All right. No, I don't think so.
Check this out. I'm gonna pull it.
Maybe, but
I accidentally skipped it. But check this out. If you haven't seen this on TikTok, check this out. Let me do something real quick. Let me erase that. Let me get you on screen. Let me get your reaction to this. There it is. Not Blade, but this. Guys, tell me if you saw this, and tell me what you would do in this situation. Basically, after the flight is over, I guess somebody's mad that the person in front of them had reclined their seat, and this is how she responded to that.
The whole trip, she pushed my seat. No, you seen it. No, she didn't. She put no. I'm allowed to put my seat back. I'm allowed to put my seat back. I'm allowed to put my seat back.
So everybody's going at her. That's the new phrase. I'm allowed to put my seat. So what do you think? Are you allowed to put your seat back?
I mean, yeah. I personally am one that's tries to be respectful that you're in a cramped space and not be ridiculous with it. But technically, yes. Technically, yes. If it wasn't allowed, then the seat wouldn't recline. And if you need more space, then pay more money and get a first class freaking ticket.
I was surprised at how many people were against her on this. Maybe I didn't research it enough. Even a flight, I forgot. I think he works at Delta. I don't know. A CEO. They asked the CEO officially, what is the protocol for reclining your seat? He's like, I feel personally, and he pretty much said, for me, you should always ask the person behind you if you should. And it's like since when? I'm like, if you pay for that seat, you got, and you know the reason why he's probably saying that, because he knows that we're probably reducing the size of space, and in the next 5 years they're gonna.
I mean, like they're not, because your little tray, the person behind you's tray is the back of your seat. So if they're reclined,
well, some of them are designed not to move. That they're not connected to the recline part. Sometimes I know sometimes they are, but they're not supposed to be.
On most of those flights, it's extremely cramped.
Yeah.
So it's.
But a CEO said officially, I officially, you should ask for permission. But I also agree with her. Not that I'm allowed, like as if it's a constitutional right, but if she paid for the seat, and if that's what the seat can do, I should be allowed to do everything that the seat allows. So technically. But the way she went, I'm allowed to do, I'm allowed. It was funny though to me. I don't know. Where are your thoughts on it? I mean, I'm kind of, I would be, if the person behind me was pushing the seat and stuff, and I got their attention, like, I'm sorry, is reclining it too bad for you? Then if they say, yeah, that's it's uncomfortable, it was hurting, then I wouldn't recline, because they could be really tall and all that. I understand that, but if I'm sitting behind a person, like if there was like a child behind me and their knees can't reach to see, I'm reclining all the way. I don't give a damn.
I mean,
I'm gonna get comfortable.
Most people want to try to be respectful. I mean, you've got kids that are kicking the back of seats, and is that against the law? No. Is it rude? Yes. Yeah. But what are you going to do about it?
Is reclining the seat against the law? No.
You see those other flights where people have posted someone took their shoes off and propped it up on the. They start
rubbing those feet together like a fly.
They prop their foot up.
Oh yeah, between on the seats, yeah.
Like the window, so the person in front of them could see their foot, like.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that illegal? No, but is that highly disrespectful and rude?
Yeah. You want to give them payment? Do a little. That's what I do. Stop touching my feet. No, this is I'm allowed to, this is my, I paid for this area. You encroach on this zone. That's it. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. That's what I do. All right. Let us know what you guys think about that. Let's move on. What's the, we're still on, reviews. Real quick.
Marvel.
Let's do our quick reviews. We're here on TV and movie reviews. Real fast, guys. So I saw the Pandaverse, as we were talking about earlier, and the South Park episode where Cartman is tapping into having dreams about another universe where all the characters in South Park are being replaced by diverse women. And it turns out that Kathleen Kennedy is from this universe, or some version of her is from a universe. And that's what we've been dealing with. The Kathleen Kennedy that's been destroying everything at Lucasfilms or whatever, or at Disney, is not really the real Kathleen Kennedy. She's a Cartman-like character who wants everything to be diverse and gay. Like, even when she ordered food at a restaurant, they take this plate back and make it gay. like I was like, what the? So, like, this whole idea of was this a jab or was this shots fired from South Park at the Kathleen Kennedy? Like, what do you expect? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I watched the end of it, they were making fun of the fandom menace, geeks and gamers type of people just as much as they were making fun of Kathleen Kennedy. They were calling out all the ridiculousness of the whole the multiverse thing, how it's gotten out of control. I was lazy writing. They made fun of Kathleen Kennedy. They made fun of the fandom who considers, everything woke and always complaining about Brie Larson types and stuff. They were throwing jabs at everything. But of course, the people who who only want, the Gina Carano's out there, only want to focus on the Kathleen Kennedy jokes, and they're going to totally miss all the other jokes that were said in the fact that they. At the end of this episode, I mean, there was even a side B story that was happening the whole time where it was making fun of the fact that AI is taking over all of of our lives, and we don't know how to do anything anymore. Simple math, simple do-it-yourself stuff, DIY situation. They made fun of a lot of different things. It wasn't just about Kathleen Kennedy, and to a point where it would be the end of the world for Kathleen Kennedy. I wanted it all shut down. South Park was like the only people that are saying that are the people who already didn't like Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy's sitting there on her piles of money that she like. The reason why, she I feel like she is on her way out, but she's gonna make a bank before it's all said and done. She's got a new Star Wars movie coming out before it's all said and done. All you guys who love Gina Carano, Gina Carano wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Kathleen Kennedy. Y'all can try to give all the credit to Filoni and them all you want, but Kathleen Kennedy was the one who greenlit it. Kathleen Kennedy was the one who had to say, yes, this is a good idea. Yeah, they came up with the idea and the concept, but she had to have faith in it because she's the executive producer, head of Lucas. So yeah, it's easy to bash her on all that. And this episode of South Park, this special did that, and it was funny. It wasn't the best special that they've done. It was fine. It was the Cartman stuff, the multiverse stuff was funny. The Black Cartman, from it was actually done well. It made fun of a lot of things that people are arguing about today, that people like to argue about. So was it good and funny? And if I was Kathleen Kennedy, would I be pissed? Like, no. Like, she's counting billions of dollars in her, she's locked up in a mansion with soundproof headphones. She ain't listening to any of y'all shit. She don't give a damn. She doesn't care. Does she want to do a good job and make all you guys happy? Yeah, but it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna make everybody happy all the time. But she's almost gone, guys. I have faith in that. She was probably the right person at the beginning, at the time, but it's proven not to work out. And what the South Park guys, Matt and Trey, pointed out, some valid stuff. A lot of things that people are upset about is some valid stuff. But like, dude, it's just jokes. Just like they said on Don't Be a Menace. It was just jokes. Like, ain't nobody taking this stuff all that seriously, guys. Just relax. It's fine. I know you was watching bits and pieces of it with me. It was fine. It was an okay episode. It wasn't.
It's not. Yeah. They're not my thing.
Yeah. South Park. Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, it was a good time. It was great, and and Kathleen Kennedy will return. She's not going anywhere. Let's move on to the last movie topic before we do the We Got Your Mail portion of it. Did that thing just start over again? I wish there was a way I could make this thing fast forward. I think there is. Hold on. Let me see if I can trick it. Because this thing just started over. Where is it? The last thing we're going to talk about. I want to talk about some Chasing Amy. One of my favorite movies, if I could just find, where am I on? Here. Where is it? Oh, see, that's why. Restart it. I'll catch it. I'll catch it when I catch it. So, Chasing Amy, a Kevin Smith movie, was about Ben Affleck and his character, who's a comic book artist, and he falls in love with a woman who's lesbian. And my question was, if this movie was done today, like what would be different about it? I have a few thoughts on what would be different about it. Let me see if I can get this thing to work, because now it's gonna display. Maybe putting the stuff on a timer wasn't a good idea, because of one little button or a glitch, it's going to take forever for the graphic to get to where it's supposed to go, and I'm going to be pissed off. But I felt like the conversation at the end of the movie where Ben Affleck, because he was feeling inadequate about his girlfriend and the fact that she was more experienced than him, asked her to have a threesome with him and his friend Brody. Was it Brody or something like that? I forgot his name. And she was all like, "No, like I do not know." She turned him down, said no. I feel like one of the things that would have been celebrated in this movie would have been maybe. I think one of the things that would have, if this movie was written today, this movie probably would have ended with him realizing that he's been in love with his best friend the whole time. They probably would have gotten together at the end. What a lot of things are being explored nowadays when you find out your sexuality. I think that because she was all about, that she's a lesbian and nothing was going to change that until she fell in love with a man. But she would have probably been like, oh, I'm pansexual, or I'm bi, because obviously she must be bi because she was willing to go with men or women. I think that was things like that would have been acknowledged more.
Tab is always very vocal about those who are true like lesbian,
right?
Like can't stand guys who are like, give me a chance to change you. Mm-hmm. Give me a chance. Let me show you. I'll make you like men. That sort of thing. Like that drives her nuts.
Yeah.
Now, and like you said, if for her to be swayed, like we would be saying you're bi or some other term. There's a lot of different terms now that can be used to identify yourself. So.
Yeah. And I almost had the graphic up. I guess trying to make it go faster wasn't a good idea because the second I tried to slow it back down, it started over. But one of the things that I asked the people in the community to send me their thoughts on that movie, what they would think would be different. And one guy, is it Y2Jern? I think he said, see if I can find it. He sends me a message. And he says, you couldn't do a movie. You couldn't do it at all. It would be too insensitive to all groups. Holden would be the antagonist for harassing Alyssa, plus all the other jokes and comments wouldn't be okay either. And I'm going to tell you, I appreciate the comment and your idea, but I'm going to tell you why I disagree with this wholeheartedly. Because I feel like Kevin Smith, when writing Chasing Amy the way he wrote, even though it was in the 90s, even though gay rights were not where they are today and people's mindset on it isn't where it was then, was ahead of his time on the way he wrote that movie. We just got through talking about South Park, and they make fun of everybody of all races, black, white, Jewish, Christian, don't matter. So we just got through talking about so there is still space for the crude humor and stuff, but I know what you're thinking. But if you go back, I know you said you haven't seen this movie in a while, but if you go back and watch the movie where certain jokes are placed, when they talk about like for example, and what I believe what Y2Jern is thinking is like when Ben Affleck's roommate, the guy Jason Lee, I think that's his name. When through the whole movie, he kept saying the slurs. He kept referring to gay people, the F word and all that stuff. And he even argued why he could say it in the privacy of his own home, away from the sensitive ears of society. Today, if that movie was written today, he would have said from the woke, crowd. He would have said that's probably what he would have said. That's the position he took. But at the end of the movie, when Ben Affleck suggested that they sleep with each other, he said yes. And later it's called, Kevin Smith's universe is called the View Askew-verse. Later in another movie, he was openly gay and in a relationship with the gayest character in that movie. They were in a relationship. So Kevin Smith had the crudest, the character that you're like what Y2Jern is saying would have like a Holden would have been the antagonist. Had Holden be the one making the most crudest jokes, turned out to be closeted gay at the end. That I think would have been a no change. That would have, because that's always people's assumption anyway. Dude, you're really always gay bashing a lot. Is something that you want to tell us? Is usually what that's what it turned out to be. The Holden was gay, so that's one reason why I disagree with that. He wasn't the antagonist. He was in the closet, and he was he was upset with himself, and then the proposition that made by Ben Affleck opened up the fact that that's why he did all that bashing and stuff. The other person who was just as vocal and stuff was the black gay. What was it? I forgot his name. My favorite character in there. The black gay dude. I mean, other than that, I mean, everybody who, like, because we live in a world now where it's like you don't want a person to play the character unless they are that type of person or they are that like those would be other changes that would have made. They would have actual lesbians or actual bi people to play the characters and stuff like that. But the way Kevin Smith wrote it would have for the character at least, I feel like would have been acceptable at the end. Like you said, Holden, he wasn't the antagonist. He was just the person that just was confused by his own self. Alyssa, I mean, Kevin wrote this movie in a very specific way that I think would pass the vibe today. Well, that's just me about it. Like I said, I know you said you haven't seen it in a while, but I mean, I think you were about to say kind of what Y2 Journey is saying about.
I think it would be very hard to do.
Like if it was done today, I think they would do the whole casting where if the person is playing a lesbian, they would probably get a real person who is a lesbian in real life. I like the subtle things that they did, because I know the characters that played those characters aren't, like, some of them aren't gay in real life, but they played gay characters. That would be another change. So that was my question. What changes in casting and writing and in developing that story today would happen? But the concept of it would not work today. Oh no, I disagree with that. I just think it would be. You have Euphoria out there. I mean, like, there's ways to do it. Now there's ways that this is done. Like, there's things that have been more explicit than Chasing Amy that come out all the time. So I don't know. That was my question on that. I just thought that was an interesting topic. But if you have any more to add on anything that I haven't thought about, because we've run out of time, put it in the comments below. Let's get into the We Got Your Mail portion of the show. Oh, that would have been a cool graphic if I didn't still have that Chasing Amy thing up. All right, real fast, because we're already past the 1 hour mark. Joy, you've been monitoring the chat. Dragon Movie Guy is out there. Peter Lang is out there. And while we're monitoring the chat, I'm going to open up the Zoom real quick so I can get these guys on the show if they want to.
Dragon said he had to go.
Oh, he couldn't. Oh,
he said the show was great, but he had to go.
Sorry about that. But if you had to,
but I think Peter's still here.
Let's see. I'm gonna open up the Zoom. If you want to get onto the Zoom chat, I'm gonna open it up real fast. But is there any chats in there that I need to highlight real quick? I think we had a
Peter sent you a super chat.
Yeah. I want to acknowledge
you're
you.
racist.
I'm always being racist, man. I can't be racist. I'm black. Let's see. Peter Langston. Yeah. I thought black people shouldn't play. That's right. I'm like because that's what they saying. And that was the first. And when I found out he was black, I remember that was the first thing I said. Oh man, yep. There's gonna be a whole bunch of people in the chats who are already against them. But here's the unique thing about that situation. What if it was reversed? What if a white person was the one who cut the throat of the black player? It wouldn't have mattered if he was didn't have a history of being a goon and this and that and the other. There would be a lot of people of color who would feel like he should be punished harshly because it was a black person who was killed and the reason why mostly is because of the history of black people being killed and harmed and nothing happening to people. So that chip would have already been on the shoulders of black people. A lot of black people probably would have been like, not a lot, I mean, maybe not even the majority, but a good number of it. You would have heard it online that he should be punished. And there's probably some people online who are like, he shouldn't be punished, and they're probably only saying it because he's
Dragon
black.
movie guy put in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
I've loved hockey since the Golden Knight came to Las Vegas 6 years ago.
Where is that? Is that the newest one?
It's right before Peter's super chat.
Okay, I was the one to highlight it. You say, how did it read again?
I've loved hockey since the Golden Knight came to Las Vegas 6 years ago. And one thing they always say is that you can't legislate intent. Meaning you can legislate where and how hockey players hit each other, but you can't tell somebody what a player was thinking. Saying he intended to do something is impossible, as we cannot see inside someone's mind.
Yeah, that's the one thing, and that's very well said, because that's the one thing that that's why he wasn't charged initially when the country that they were playing in overseas in Europe or in England, is that you can't prove that he woke up that day thinking that he was gonna slice that guy's neck. And when there are people who looked at the video who are convinced that he did it on purpose or he should be punished, who looked at the video very slowly and very carefully. And I see you in the live chat, in the Zoom chat, Peter Lane. So stick with me. I'll get you on in a second. Who looked at it very closely and saw that he was about to try to, I guess, is it called checking or body like slam into a certain person? Because I assumed before seeing the video that the person he collided with was the person he kicked, and he was like trying to brace himself with the kick and kick off of him like that. And I was like, yeah, then you meant to do that motion. But no, the person he was intending on colliding with is not even the person he cut.
Well, that's my whole thing is, again, this isn't about this guy. This is about the sport.
Mm-hmm.
We have rules in place for football because, again, no one's purposely trying to hurt somebody, but, you can't headbutt. You can't, when you try to tackle them, you have to get down low. You can't, we don't want you grabbing people by the necks and the heads and doing things, because even though it's not on purpose, you can cause damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really understand NHL, like that whole mentality, the culture of NHL where it's like, no, it's good time. It's a good fun time to ram each other into walls, to punch each other, to all of us body slam, because that's what gets all the crowd.
Yeah.
Everyone loves it. Yeah. The bloodier the better.
And maybe Peter Lankin.
I don't get it.
Maybe Peter, you can explain it to you. I'm about to admit you in now and try to get your mic on. But the whole I want to watch that movie because I think Stifler's in it. It's called The Goon. And from what I understand, that's those guys all have those are considered dirty play, because that's from what I understand is their job to protect their.
I just don't understand why there's not reform, like why we just accept that and say, yeah, we want that, instead of saying, no, we do need rules in place.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it's slippery and there's going to be people bumping into each other. That's just part of being on ice.
Yeah.
But we don't really need to encourage the bloodier the better, the more violent the better, just because it's what gets people in the stands. Because that's what gets people hurt.
And the comparative in football, like the guy who went into cardiac arrest after that hit, and he stood up and then he fell back down. I mean, he luckily he made it and lived. Let's say he died. To say that this hockey player intended to or is caused the death, you might as well say the guy who hit that on the special teams and hit that football player and caused that cardiac arrest. You might as well say he did it on purpose. I'm like,
just gonna wait for the investigation.
Go ahead. Oh, hey, Peter Lane. So yeah, we got Peter Lane. I can hear. Let me make sure that your sound can be heard. But what's your thoughts on that or any other topics, buddy?
My thing is, no one is just going to sit around and go, you know what? Let's just all sit back, calm down, let the police go in there, let the medical people go in there, do their investigation, do their examination, come out with what actually happened. Instead of all of us speculating on the side, hey, maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe it was an accident. We don't look. It's a whole complicated situation. Nobody knows what really happened because no one has looked into it. It's been too soon.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just like
saw
giving
a
him
lady on TikTok who was what did she say? I wish I'd have saved the video. She said, I don't care what you guys say, you cannot convince me that he's not responsible and that he didn't do it intentionally to raise his. I mean, but like I said, when you look at the video closely, you notice that yes, his leg does go up, but the man who was what's his name? Adam? Is it Adam Johnson? Yeah. The man who was hit in the neck, he also looks like he's falling down before the impact even happened. So both of those both of those motions had to happen at the same time for him to make contact with the neck. So you would have to prove that he knew that that Johnson was going to fall and that he was going to be able to get that heavy, because all that padding, that heavy leg up high enough to get that neck. You can't prove that. It's not
even the point. My point here is this: if it's my intention to injure or kill somebody, why on earth am I going to do that with all of those witnesses?
Yeah. Why would I purposely ruin my career?
I need a stadium full of witnesses to watch me do a crime.
Like
really?
now, if he had a history of kicking people in the stomach with his blade, then that's something else. Like, does he have a history of? And this person is not the first person to get sliced in the face or cut with a blade. Another person on TikTok showed a compilation of times when people have been cut with those blades. But. So yeah, no, I'm with you.
Probably going to take safety a little bit more seriously now.
Well, Joy, you said that they're now going to require
net guards
the net guards
to NHL.
Yeah. Ooh, what about any other? Oh, go ahead.
Like, if you know that could happen, why don't you do that in the first place?
Yeah, that's what I say. There's a lot of people in the comments, I guess, whose kids play sports that were like, it's required in high school and it's required in college. I'm not sure why it's was not required in the NHL. Like, you would think it would have been.
Say about the Hassan Minhaj thing.
Mm-hmm.
They hit that dude like their name was Don Corleone. I'm sorry.
So straight up hit piece is what you're saying, huh?
I'm sorry. Michael Corleone cried when he saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't have done that better myself. It was beautiful. They were considering him for hosting the Daily Show.
Yes.
All set up.
Thank you for reminding me about that. It was almost perfect timing that hit piece, the way her article came out, because in my mind I thought he was a shoo-in because he's already proven that he can host and handle his own show. He did it on Netflix. It was very popular. He got a lot. I thought it was a no-brainer. I was like, he should be the host.
He was basically Brown last week tonight for the longest time.
Yeah. So it's.
I was like,
what do you ultimately think? Do you
used to work for the Daily Show?
Yeah, he was a correspondent. But what do you think? If he was, do you believe that if he was in the consideration, or if he was the front runner to probably take over officially as the host, do you think this will stop that? Is he basically Jonathan Majors?
They already said he's not being considered anymore.
Oh, really? Oh man.
Yep, they've already.
Well, that's crazy. What's it? Peter Lang said the great thing.
Why do you think he made that video? Because he realized what was about to happen to his career.
You also wrote that great thing is that these people are holding comedians to a higher standard than politicians. Also, that's comedy. You said, let me pull it back up again. Did Dave Chappelle actually stand in line at the polling place in 2016? No, it was a joke? It was a story to prove a point. It was a story to prove a point. So yeah, it's crazy how.
When Dave Chappelle said, "Look, so I was standing in line in 2008. And I saw all these black people lined up. I thought it was the check cashier place.
Yeah.
Then I came in 2016. I drove up in my Porsche and stood in line with them. No one thinks any of that actually happened.
You're right. Yeah, because
that's a story. That's a story he told to prove the point he was trying to make.
Yeah.
The bunch of people weren't being paid attention to, and they lashed out, and that's how we got this president.
Right. So I don't. It's wild to me how I don't know, one little thing. I was just saying, just like Jonathan Majors, if we one thing that could totally derail your momentum, you got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself if was it done with the intent to have this outcome, to mess up his chance. That woman who wrote the article couldn't have known that it would have hindered his chances of being host of the Daily Show, but she had to know it wouldn't have helped. It's a very, very suspicious. Very, very suspicious timing.
And I don't think it was keep him from the Daily Show. I think it was we want a sensational story. Yeah.
But from what I heard, she hasn't had much of an impact as a journalist, and she needed an impact, and she got it. She got it. People are saying her name now.
And I need it from the kind of person that's not going to make too much of a fuck. Because, if you did this to, like, Dave Chappelle or someone.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I wouldn't want to go against. But I wouldn't want to go up against Hassan either, because the way his show, that dude, like the way he brings receipts and the way he delivers, I knew his rebuttal was gonna be something.
She didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah. Like he didn't do a.
Expect that to happen.
He didn't do a Instagram the real milk and honey official statement. Now that dude brought graphics. Like he was ready to defend. He took time to defend himself.
That dude basically did Patriot Act for himself.
Yeah. And he brought the receipts, he brought the recordings, he brought everything. What any other topics you wanted to discuss again real fast? Let's see. As I pull up some of the chats. Let's see. Dragon Movie Guy says, hit each.
About the whole reclining thing.
Say that again.
The reclining.
The airport thing. What? Yeah. Where do you fall? Where do you fall on that? Do you ask for permission, or do you just recline that seat?
Oh no! You gotta ask for permission. Look, we're human beings here. I know you can do something. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Technically, it's perfectly legal for me to play my music at top volume at 3:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I paid for the apartment. I paid for everything. Yes.
Most apartments do have a cutoff time where like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock is on a Friday or something like that is when noise has to.
But the thing is, I'm allowed.
But you're allowed. Yeah, you're allowed up to that time. Exactly. But yeah, you're right. Just because you're allowed doesn't mean it's not.
I wasn't allowed to play the music that high. The radio wouldn't go up that high.
True. Yeah, and that was the position I took, and because I felt like for years that's what other people's position was. That's why they would recline that seat onto me.
But the thing is, we have to have some respect for other people within reason, right?
Right. Yeah.
Now, if there's just if they got plenty of room and they whatnot, they're just like, nah, don't do that and whatnot.
Right.
Right. I see it, but I was on the train. It's 14 hours on the train, so I'm going to recline.
Yeah.
But so I have to be very careful about it. I have to look back, make sure recline the seat, make I don't want the person to have the right to do.
It's kind of breaking up there. Say that last part again.
That's it. You just have to think about people. Just because I want to spend on because I have a right to
right.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not coming through as good as it was a minute ago, but it's kind of chopped up. But I think I got the gist of it. What you were saying that you gotta think about your fellow travelers and all that stuff. Yeah, that's true. You just can't come out. But the way she said it though, like notice she didn't say I have a right, but I am allowed. She sounded like that other woman. That motherfucker right there, not real. I am allowed to record that's two videos that could be spliced together. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the same person. Before we check out, because I think we're already past the hour mark. We're heading to an hour 30 minutes. Real fast, what was I was reading the chats of Dragon the Movie Guys. He was saying, is Tabitha going to be on tonight? And I love the show, by the way. We already responded to that one. Peter Lang, he said Scarlett Johansson sued porn and lost though. So I mean, Disney is low hanging fruit compared to that industry. You come for that industry, you better have receipts because they know how to get dirty. So I forgot about that story. Yeah, she did do that. Dragon Movie Guy says I love it when Tyler was on the show too. What else? Did he not get our chopped liver joke? Did he not he didn't say anything about that? That's because Dragon invited her on his channel. He wants to talk horror movies and stuff with her. Blade 3 written by David S. Goyer. Ugh, enough said. That's Joy's favorite movie right there. And and Mia Goth is expected to be on there. All right, okay. I think I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. I just want to say 2 words to that dude who was suing Mariah Carey, and those 2 words are Crystal Cartier.
Who's Crystal Cartier?
Crystal Cartier, back in the 80s, she said that she wrote a song.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the 90s, when Michael Jackson wrote that song, Dangerous, she came to court and said Michael Jackson wrote that song, copied her song, and tried to sue him for it.
Okay.
At which point, Michael Jackson brought out the tapes. It's like, basically, here's audio cassette tapes of my whole process making this,
right,
and everything else. And all I'm saying is, if you're gonna sue Mariah Carey, just because I guarantee you she's prepared.
Yeah, like I said, when I heard that this was this is not his first attempt at trying to sue on this topic, I said you probably had a better shot back in the day versus now, because like I said, every Christmas she gets stronger and stronger. That is her song. There is no going back. That song you
I'm sorry. Everybody carves out their niche.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey has taken over Christmas.
Yeah, that's her holiday. You can't you're gonna come after Mariah Carey this close to Christmas? No.
TikTok videos, like, girl, they started yesterday.
Yeah, about as successful.
Oh, it's time. Yeah. Yeah.
And she comes out of a block of ice.
The
freezer for Christmas.
Yeah, Mariah Carey. Yeah, Mariah Carey might as well come to that courtroom and be like, "You foolish mortal! Your puny weapons do not harm me."
Look, at this point, that would be at this point that's almost as insane as I'm going to go against Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go after Taylor Swift. Yeah. Let me sue Taylor. Let me sue Taylor Swift for what's that Shake It Off song. Let's Snoop Dogg try to sue Taylor Swift for Shake It Off. see how that works.
It's not going to.
Exactly. But I came up with it first, baby. And like, don't matter. That's Taylor Swift. It's Taylor Swift.
No one cares. At a certain point, you just get too big.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Like I said.
You don't take on Tay-Tay.
You can't take on Tay-Tay. And before I let you go, quick, because we have to go eat real quick. One of the last things you said was, I doubt they'd make that one today. If it was, it would be about a straight girl discovering she's actually a lesbian. But that story's been done multiple times.
I know it has, but the way people are right now, and especially with the way people are about representation right now, that would be the only story that you could probably get through. I mean, you could probably make the original movie, sure, but it wouldn't be like a major Hollywood story. It'd have to be someone that's independent, and it wouldn't be a movie. It'd be on streaming service somewhere, because it's just too much heat. It's just way too much heat for, like, say, Warner Brothers to put up with real quick.
I mean,
like, we have enough We have enough problems with it. Marvel still has to deal with Jonathan Majors. That's not done yet.
And the only
no one is taking.
I think the only sequels that Kevin is doing really is with Clerks, right? Because he hasn't done a sequel to any of his other movies.
Right, because nobody wants that smoke.
But I just thought that the way he wrote it, like I said, my points were even back then in the 90s, even in the time when it wasn't that. I mean, that was in the time when same-sex marriage wasn't even legal in California, and
here's how I bolster my point. They have to change the lyrics in The Little Mermaid.
On which song was
Kiss the Girl.
In Poor Unfortunate
Souls and Kiss the Girl. The
Little Mermaid from the 80s was too much for America.
I mean, we're talking about a PG or a rated G cartoon that talks about, that makes it light of the fact that Ursula called her a little slut or a little like I mean that. Like
she didn't. All Ursula said was, "You have body language."
Yeah. Don't forget. Yeah, you can use your body language. But that's still technically an adult telling a 16-year-old girl to go seduce to go prostitute yourself for a grown man just because he's rich. I mean, technically that wasn't. We overlooked it, but technically, that's technically what she was doing. Her auntie advised her to shake that ass to get the man. That's technically what she did.
That wasn't her auntie.
That is her aunt.
That wasn't her auntie. That was the villain.
But
no, that's her aunt in the live action one. They dropped that plot point in the cartoon. So in the cartoon, she's the villain, telling the hero of the movie bad advice because she's the villain.
That's true, but we
can't have that.
But we can't. Yeah, but that's more understandable for a Disney movie versus a movie that's already rated.
Disney.
No, but we're talking about, but in comparison to a rated R movie, we still get rated R movie. We still get gore porn. We still get all kinds of gory things or horrific things. Yeah, you're right. They go to streaming a lot, but we still get them. And Chasing Amy was always rated R. So it's not. It's all I'm saying is the connected dots aren't as far away as that the Disney reference is. I mean, it's still a rated R movie compared to a rated R movie.
My point is, the way people are these days, you probably could make, but it's going to be way more difficult.
I don't know. I disagree. Like I feel like the way the characters that he chose to say and do certain things, it made sense at the end. If you go back, or like the points that I made, that the person who was the most homophobic turned out to be gay, and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I reached out to Kevin Smith. He hasn't replied yet. So we'll find.
And the other thing is direct representation. First of all, you can't play. And you can't play anyone anymore unless you're that thing.
Yeah. I brought that point up earlier too. That's another thing that would be changed. That
handicap, you have to be handicapped.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think
no one can act anymore.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's
people.
Huh?
People were yelling at Jamie Foxx for playing Ray Charles because he wasn't actually blind.
Well, let him be mad. He could play, but he could. I said let him be mad. I mean, the director didn't even know that he actually had classic piano training. The director, when the movie was telling Jamie Foxx that you just pretend to play and we'll hide your hands on the camera, and then Jamie Foxx was like, I play classic piano. I play, and the director was like, oh wow, yeah, like he didn't even know what he had at the time. So. People want to be mad about something like that. Let them stay mad.
Jamie Foxx was so good for that part.
Oh yeah.
I watched that movie. I had to say, because I saw the first few Jamie Foxx movies. I was making fun of Jamie Foxx for ages. Like, you saw Held Up.
Yeah, unfortunately.
but then I saw Way. I was like, okay, I gotta have respect for this dude because he knocked that part out the water.
Yeah. And it launched his whole music career. Brought it all back to life. But all right, man, we gotta check.
You guys go eat.
We gotta go. Yeah, we gotta go check out, man. I appreciate you for bringing in your 2 cents. It's always worth more than what I got. I appreciate you.
I'm glad to help. Have a nice evening.
All right, Peter, man. Appreciate you. Talk to you later, man. Peace. Or good night and sayonara. What did I say? Sayonara. Sayonara. All right, that was Peter Lane. Appreciate you for joining the chat. And yeah, man, we're about to get out of here. I usually play us out I play a little outro video, but I gotta re-record that video. So I should probably just do it now that I got your attention. So for everybody that was in the live chat, keeping us company and bringing in your thoughts on everything, I appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next rundown episode. Is coming out tomorrow. Will be me and Tyler. We're talking horror movies. Will you be there too, babe, or just?
Not sure. I may have to work.
May have to work. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. That's the show. Thanks for guys for watching. Let me do the official video. I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right. Shall I do it with my glasses on? Or yeah, I can't see shit. All right. This is the official outro. I'm gonna re-record it. All right. Don't make me laugh. All right. Thanks for watching this really. Thanks for watching this really. There. See, I already fucked it up. Thank you for watching this. Okay, now I'm messing myself up. Thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, like, and send us topics you want us to talk about in upcoming videos. Follow us on all the socials like TikTok and Instagram for clips, and watch us live stream on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter for the full rundown show. You can also join our podcast. We have that if you join us at your favorite podcast of choice.